Hello everyone, welcome. My name is Michael. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Maggie's older brother, and she told me I needed to stall for a few minutes until the priest gets here. You guys can all sit down now. All right. Actually today I am going to be the officiant. I do not do it often, but if it goes well, I'm hoping to have some business cards made up. In all seriousness, I was completely honored when Maggie and Jeff asked me to be the minister that brings them together in marriage. I want to thank everyone here, from nearby and far away, for coming together to celebrate the union of these two remarkable people. Seeing all of you gathered under one roof is really quite heartwarming. We are gathered together to celebrate the very special love between Maggie and Jeff by joining them in marriage today. It is a celebration of love and commitment, of friendship and family, and of two people who are in it together forever. Maggie and Jeff, before we begin, take a moment to look around at the many faces before you. Many of these people will meet for the first time today, but they're all brought here by their love for the two of you. Each of them is here to offer love, support, and encouragement as you embark on this incredible journey together. May I ask that the parents of Maggie and Jeff please rise? This wedding is also a celebration of family. To honor the uniting of these families, Maggie and Jeff wish to ask their parents' blessing. Who stands with Maggie in support of this marriage and welcomes Jeff as a member of their family?
We do.
Who stands with Jeff in support of this marriage and welcomes Maggie as a member of the family?
We do.
At this time, we'd like to take a moment to recognize those who cannot be with us today. Even though they are not here physically, they are part of the foundation that make Jeff and Maggie the people they are. Please join us in a moment of silence to invoke their loving presence. Thank you. Today is first and foremost about the pair that these two individuals have become over the years. I'm fortunate to have seen them both grow and their relationship develop from teammates and friends into something much deeper. This connection has developed not only because of their similarities, but because of their differences. These differences have made it possible for Maggie and Jeff to fit together as separate pieces and form a greater whole. When I first met Jeff, I noticed that he was quiet and clearly put a good deal of thought into his actions and words. His calm demeanor and natural steadfastness was an interesting contrast to Maggie. Maggie can be passionate, assertive, and more certain about her direction than most. One could say this combination is a perfect balance for the two of them. The more time I spent around Jeff and Maggie over the years, the more I could see their connection develop. For Maggie, Jeff has become a grounding force, providing her with stability and support that is unmatched. For Jeff, it seems Maggie is a beacon of light to light their way forward as a pair bonded together, always striving for the next step in their adventure. Over the last several years, Jeff has become part of our family. His unwavering love for Maggie and his commitment to her and our entire family made it obvious to me that he was here for the long haul. Maggie has never seemed uncertain about Jeff. It is like she knew from early on how right they were for each other. Everyone gathered here has known Jeff or Maggie separately and now together, and I think I speak for you, those gathered, when I say that together they are a pair bonded through love, commitment, and mutual respect, unmatched by most. Maggie and Jeff have selected two readings that resonated strongly with them. The first will be read by Smith, Maggie's cousin.
This is an excerpt from The Gift of the Sea by Anne Morrow Lindbergh. When you love someone, you do not love them all the time, in exactly the same way, from moment to moment. It is impossibility. It is even a lie to pretend to. And yet this is exactly what most of us demand. We have so little faith in the ebb and flow of life, of love, of relationships. We leap at the flow of the tide and resist in terror its ebb. We are afraid it will never return. We insist on permanency, on duration, on continuity, when the only continuity possible, in life as in love, is in growth, in fluidity, in freedom, in the sense that the dancers are free barely touching as they pass, but partners in the same pattern. The only real security is not in owning or possessing, not in demanding or expecting, not in hoping even. Security in a relationship lies neither in looking back to what was in nostalgia, nor forward to what it might be in dread or anticipation, but living in the present relationship and accepting it as it is now. Relationships must be like islands. One must accept them for what they are, here and now, within their limits, islands, surrounded and interrupted by the sea, and continually visited and abandoned by the tides.
Next, we have a reading by Abby, close friend to Maggie and Jeff since the beginning of their relationship.
From Union by Robert Fulgham. You have known each other from the first glance of acquaintance to this point of commitment. At some point, you decided to marry. From that moment of yes to this moment of yes. Indeed, you have been making promises and agreements in an informal way. All those conversations that were held riding in a car, or over a meal, or during long walks. All those sentences that began with, when we're married, and continued with, I will, and you will, and we will. Those late night talks that included someday, and somehow, and maybe. And all those promises that are unspoken matters of the heart. All these common things and more are the real process of a wedding. The symbolic vows that you are about to make are a way of saying to one another, you know all those things we've promised and hoped and dreamed. Well, I meant it all, every word. Look at one another and remember this moment in time. Before this moment, you have been many things to one another: acquaintance, friend, companion, lover, dancing partner, and even teacher, for you have learned much from one another in these last few years. Now you shall say a few words that take you across the threshold of life, and things will never quite be the same between you. For after these vows you shall say to the world, this is my husband, this is my wife.
Maggie and Jeff, your marriage begins with the vows and promises you share with one another today. Do you, Jeff, promise to love Maggie and respect her, to share your life and your dreams, to build with her a home that is a place of love, happiness, commitment, and growth?
I do.
Do you, Maggie, promise to love Jeff and respect him, to share your life and your dreams, to build with him a home that is a place of love, happiness, commitment, and growth? Maggie and Jeff, as you stand here, I remind you of the serious nature of the relationship you're about to enter. You have known each other for years, through first glance of acquaintance to this moment of commitment. Today, your wedding day, is one brief day in time, and although your vows are spoken in a matter of minutes, they are promises that will last a lifetime. As you exchange the vows, which will start you on your journey together, know that our love and support go with you. At this time, we will proceed with the exchange of wedding vows. Maggie and Jeff have decided to write their own. Jeff, as you look at Maggie, say your vows.
Maggie, you are the result of a dream come true. I can't believe I'm standing here about to start a wonderful life together with my best friend, my greatest miracle, and the person I love most in this world. I love you not only for what you are, but what you make me, the best possible man I can be. I know I am who I am because of you. You're every reason, every hope, every dream I've ever had. Standing up here with you reminds me of the time we climbed the cliff in Germany. Reaching the top, we could look back and know how far we had come. Climbing those stairs, walking through the castle, and then reaching the top of the cliff. Looking forward, we could see the river, but we're unsure about where it was going and its future path. I know that no matter what happens in our future path, we'll be able to handle anything, and every day we are together will be the greatest day of my life. I will always be yours and always strive to be the husband you deserve. If I can give you one thing in life, I would give you the ability to see yourself through my eyes and you fully realize how special you are to me and how perfect I think you are. Over the last 5 years, I've aspired to always live up to the way I see you and what you mean to me. I promise I will not only continue to be the person you deserve for all these years to come, but also a loyal friend, supporting partner, and a loving husband. It has been said that a successful marriage requires falling in love many times and always with the same person. And I can't wait to fall in love with you again and again every day as long as we live.
Hey, how do I top that?
Maggie, as you look at Jeff, please say your vows.
Sorry. Thank you. I don't have any pockets. Jeffrey, as I stand up here with you on our wedding day, there are many promises that I could make to you. But to me, the most important promise I can make is to show you how much I love you every day. I know that does not sound like enough for wedding vows, but I'd like to tell you and all of our family and friends a story about me and you that explains what this means to me. About 2 years ago, we were both in the middle of second year of medical school. At the time, I was studying a block of material that I was really struggling with, and I was really stressed out trying to learn it. There's one week during that time I remember very well. You'd been down visiting me in Baltimore over the weekend and had left very late on a Sunday night to make it back in time for your lectures in New Jersey Monday morning. I then called you Monday afternoon in a panic, crying and overwhelmed with stress about the lectures I had just attended. And you, sweet as you could be, told me just to watch some TV and that you'd be there in time to have dinner with me that night. So instead of studying at home, you drove all the way back down to Baltimore on Monday evening to take care of me and get up very early Tuesday morning to drive all the way back to lectures. As if this wasn't enough, knowing how much I was struggling that week, you drove down to Baltimore every evening that whole week and then back up to New Jersey every morning for all of your lectures, just to make sure that I was doing okay. I can say that before that week, you had told me many times that you loved me, and I always believed you. But after a week like that, with your unwavering desire to make me feel comforted, safe, and supported, despite how busy you were with your own work, you did not need to tell me that you loved me. You had showed me that you loved me with your whole heart, and that you would truly do anything for me. And so, that is why my vow to you on our wedding day is not to tell you that I love you, but it is to spend each day trying to show you that I love you, totally and completely, just like you showed me that week.
May I have the rings?
Mine already has a ring on it. Oh, I just wish this to me.
Please take each other's hands. These are the hands of your partner, young and strong and full of love. Holding your hands as you promise to love each other today, tomorrow, and forever, these are the hands that will work alongside yours as you build your future together. These are the hands that will hold your family as one. These are the hands blessed to be future healers. And these are the hands that will be reaching for yours, always giving you the same unspoken tenderness and support that they offer today. These rings represent the vows and promises you will in exchange. Jeff, as you place this ring on Maggie's finger, please repeat after me. I give you this ring as a reminder that I will love, honor, and cherish you in all times, in all places, and in all ways, forever. Maggie, as you place the ring on Jeff's finger, please repeat after me. I give you this ring as a reminder
I give you this ring as a reminder
that I will love, honor, and cherish you
I will love, honor, and cherish you
in all times, in all places, and in all ways, forever.
in all times, in all places, always, forever.
May the vows and promises you two have made today be always in your hearts, as these rings are always on your fingers. Maggie and Jeff have decided to sign a witness document in front of their friends and family. I will read the document aloud before they sign it. On the 27th day of October in the year 2018, Margaret Mary Preventure and Jeffrey Daniel Smith, in the presence of their family, friends, took each other by the hand and promised to cherish one another, trust completely, and be loving and faithful partners. In confirmation of the vows, they've signed their names. As witnesses to this wedding, Maggie and Jeff are requesting that everyone please sign the document to show their support and well wishes for this union. It will be available during the reception to view and sign. Maggie and Jeff, I would ask that you always treat yourself and each other with respect and remind yourselves often of what brought you together today. Give the highest priority to tenderness, gentleness, and kindness that your connection deserves. If there is anything you remember today of this marriage ceremony, may it be the love that brought you here. Today, your separate lives with your individual memories, desires, and hopes merge into one. You are now taking into your care the happiness of the one person in the entire world whom you love above all others. May you encourage each other in whatever you set out to achieve. May your marriage bring you all the exquisite excitements a marriage should, and may life grant you patience, tolerance, understanding, and love. Maggie and Jeff, through this ceremony, you have vowed to be loyal and loving towards each other and open your hearts to one another. You have made your promises and celebrated your union with the giving and receiving of rings. No longer simply partners and best friends, it is my pleasure to pronounce you husband and wife. Jeff, you may kiss the bride. Ladies and gentlemen, family and friends, I have the honor to present, for the first time as husband and wife, Jeff and Maggie Smith.
All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How's everybody doing tonight? Nice. We've got to get some very important people into the room this evening. So we're going to get a song kicking right now as we introduce our family and bridal party. First up, if you guys can make some noise as we welcome in the parents of the bride, Mary and Bob Provencher. Let's keep the applause going as we welcome in the parents of the groom, Joanne Kaiser Smith and Kevin Smith. All right, we've got the grandmother of the bride, Ski Smith, and our brother of the bride and our lovely officiant, Michael Provencher. Now to kick things off with our bridal party, let's welcome in Matron of Honor, Katie Knapp, and groomsman Tim Knapp, with our ring bearers, Garrett and Tristan. Let's keep the applause going as we welcome in Maid of Honor, Hollis, and groomsman Smith. All right, make some noise as we welcome in bridesmaid Emily and co-best man Fletcher. Rounding out our bridal party, we've got bridemaid Abby and co-best man Ian. All right, now if everybody can get to their feet if they are able, as we welcome in for the first time as husband and wife, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. And now our couple is going to take to the dance floor for their first dance as husband and wife. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. You'd be like heaven to touch, and I wanna hold you so much. At long last, love has arrived, and I thank God I'm alive. That you're just too good to be true. I can't take my eyes off of you. Pardon the way that I stare, There's nothing else to compare. The sight of you leaves me weak. There are no words left to speak. But if you feel like I feel, please let me know that it's real. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. Trust in me when I say, whoa, pretty baby, don't bring me down, I pray. Oh, pretty baby, now that I found you, stay and let me love you, baby. Let me love you, 'cause you're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. You'd be like heaven to touch, and I wanna hold you so much. At long last, love has arrived, and I thank God I'm alive. That you're just too good to be true. I can't take my eyes off of you. Trust in me when I say, whoa, pretty baby, don't bring me down, I pray. Oh, pretty baby, now that I found you, stay and let me love you, baby. Let me love you. Let's give a round of applause for our couple here. Now at this time, if Maggie would like to grab her father and make their way to the dance floor. I've got sunshine on a cloudy day. When it's cold outside, I've got the month of May. Well, I guess you'd say, what can make me feel this way, my girl? Talking about my girl, my girl. I've got so much honey, the bees into me. I've got a sweeter song than the birds in the tree. Well, I guess you'd say, what can make me feel this way, my girl? I'm talking about my girl, my girl. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. I don't need no money, fortune or fame. I've got all the riches, baby, one man can claim. Well, I guess you'd talking about my girl, my girl. Now, Jeff, it's your turn. If you would like to grab your mom and make your way to the dance floor.
May the good Lord be with you down every road you roam. And may sunshine and happiness surround you when you're far from home. And may you grow to be proud, dignified and true. And do unto others as you'd have done to you. Be courageous and be brave, and in my heart you'll always stay. Forever young, forever young, forever young, forever young. May good fortune be with you, may your guiding light be strong. Build a stairway to heaven with a prince or a vagabond. And may you never love in vain, and in my heart you will remain. Forever young, forever young, forever young, forever young, forever And when you finally fly away, I'll be hoping that I served you well. For all the wisdom of a lifetime, no one can ever tell. But whatever road you choose, I'm right behind you, win or lose. Forever young, forever young, forever young, forever young,
Testing 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me back there? Okay, well anyways, hi everyone. My name's Bob and I'm the father of the bride, Maggie. And this is my new son-in-law, Jeff. So, on behalf of my wife, Mary, and I, we wish you a very happy evening here, and we're very happy that you all took the time to attend the celebration of their marriage. Before I go any further, I want to make a couple of acknowledgments. The first one is I want to acknowledge Kevin and Joanne, the mother and father of Jeff, for their hard work and financial support to put this weekend together. They're over here. I also want to acknowledge several other people for helping put this weekend together. The first being my oldest daughter, Kate, for being such a good wedding planner. Goes without saying, she has a career if she wants to go that way. Second person is my son, Michael. What can I say? What can I say? I mean, that's his first time, and I think we're going to have to name him Minister Mike. The person I want to thank the most, though, is my wife. My wife of 39 years. Without her work this past 12 months, this affair would not have come together this weekend as it did. So, I love you, Mary, and thank you. Now, this is an important day for me as well, because as you know, this is my last daughter. I had two daughters, the other ones were married 7 years, and this is my last one. So after this, I get to resuscitate my bank account. Her spending ways are now going to fall on Jeff. Thank God Jeff's going to be a physician also. Sometimes I watched the ceremony today, and Maggie, seriously, to me, was a very stunning bride. And that comes from my heart. My first daughter was also stunning, but 7 years has passed, and I probably have early Alzheimer's, and I can't remember everything. As Maggie has grown up over the years, there's several memories of her that, just a few that I would like to share. First, I remember when she was somewhere between 18 months of age and 2 years, she decided that she was going to change her diapers herself. She refused all help, but she was also successful at it, including, yes, putting the dirty diaper in the diaper bag. Another memory I have at around the same age, maybe a little older, was I was in our bedroom and I cursed and said the word shit. 30 seconds later, Maggie was running up and down the hall saying, shit, shit, shit. But seriously, Maggie has grown up to be a very accomplished woman. I've watched her through her high school years, her college years, and through her medical school years, and she has put everything that she can into her life and her studies. Mary and I have every reason to believe that she made the proper choice in selecting Jeff as the man to spend the rest of her life with. So I would like to give a little hand to Jeff here, because now he's got her. So I would like to make a toast that the two of them have all the happiness in the world. They have a long life filled with joy. To Maggie and Jeff.
How about another round of applause there? Next, I'd like to welcome up Matron of Honor, Kate.
I'm going to do my best not to cry. It probably will happen. Hi, everyone, and thank you for joining us on such a special day. As some of you know, I'm Kate, Maggie's older sister. Many of you have heard me say this before, but it's as true now the first time I said it. My siblings, Michael and Maggie, are the best gifts my parents have ever given me. They've made my life so much better, and I simply cannot imagine a world without them. From the very beginning, Maggie was very much her own person. She's always been incredibly smart, ambitious, and capable well beyond her years. Obviously, those are lovely traits, but it's the other aspects of her personality which I find more important. She's so humble, hardworking, kind, loving, and one of the best people I've ever known. I'm lucky to know her as a person, but oh so blessed to have her as my sister. She's always indulged me, more like happily gone along with my plans, my more girly and dramatic nature. From letting me play dress up in frilly lace dresses as a child to practicing makeup with lots of glitter as we got older. It is said that you cannot pick your blood relatives, and while this may be the case, I would pick her time and time again as long as she'd have me. Now, as much as I love her, I was always pretty sure that no guy in the world would ever measure up to my standards for her. While my standards may be high, my husband's are even higher. Maggie is his perfect little sister, and heaven help a guy that hurts her. No one ever measured up in high school or initially in college, of course until Jeff. I first heard about Jeff through my parents. They attended a crew team breakfast the fall of Maggie's freshman year. Lo and behold, my parents knew another set of parents. Joanne was my father's chief resident. Their son Jeff was also a freshman at F&M and starting on the crew team. I knew the parents hoped that the kids would become friends, but I doubt that anyone foresaw that we'd end up here at their wedding years later. What a wonderful and surprise to a serendipitous meeting. The next fall, Maggie asked if she could bring some friends to our annual Halloween party. I was more than happy to have people come over, especially since it ensured I'd see my sister. And this was the first time I met Jeff. In walked a tall, quiet, but very sweet guy who handed me Godiva chocolates and an amazing bottle of wine. I distinctly remember telling Maggie to bring this one around more. The way to my heart is definitely through wine. As we spent more time with Maggie and Jeff, while they were just friends, it was obvious that Jeff was wonderful. I was thrilled that Maggie had a friend that was so nice, attentive, and cared about her immensely. I thought it would be great if they dated, but I also knew that could endanger their friendship, so I kept my mouth shut, something that is very, very, very hard for me. I was over the moon when Maggie finally told me that they were quietly seeing one another. From that point on, Jeff has been an important fixture in our family. He meshes so well with our loud, happy, and loving family, I couldn't ask for more for my sister. I always knew I liked Jeff, but it wasn't until I was pregnant with the twins that I knew he was like a brother to both Tim and I. Despite being crazy busy in medical school, both Maggie and Jeff went above and beyond to ensure they could help me with anything while I was pregnant. We felt so close to him that he even attended a sonogram so he could see his future godchild and nephews prior to their arrival. I don't know many men outside of my family that into babies, especially as bachelors. I was so touched and hopeful that Maggie and Jeff would end up married that I asked them to be godparents to Tristan. Little did we know that the twins would end up delaying Jeff's proposal plans by deciding to arrive early in a dramatic fashion on the very day Jeff had planned to discuss asking for Maggie's hand with my parents. I've never seen a non-blood relative so excited for the arrival of two little infants. In fact, Jeff beat Maggie to the hospital the day the twins were born and was just unbearably sweet and supportive while I attempted to navigate through a haze of medications and hormones. It was so evident that they loved these babies, even before meeting them, that I encouraged Mags and Jeff to go meet their nephews in the NICU before I could even get up there. Jeff continued to surprise and delight me once we brought my two 4-pound babies home. I knew Maggie would do everything in her power to help me with baby-related tasks, but I didn't anticipate the level of Jeff's involvement. There wasn't anything he wouldn't do for me or the boys. Holding, rocking, changing, feeding a delicate 4-pound baby is scary and intimidating, or at least it was for me initially, and I was their mom. Jeff took it to it like a pro and did everything he could so I could rest. If I wasn't sure before, I knew completely that he was perfect for Maggie. I cannot imagine anyone loving her or our family more, or being such a part of it that I can barely remember a time without him present. Thank you, Jeff, for loving my sister and family so much. I couldn't fathom a better person to be there by her side through good times and bad, and it warms my heart to know that she's found you. Dear Magpie, I've loved you from the first time I got to hold you. You've always been unbelievably special, and I'm so grateful that you found your equal and partner in life. Tim and I wish you a lifetime of happiness, love, and joy.
I'm just surprised that they're even letting me talk, to be honest. You guys have a little bravery. But good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'd just like to start off by thanking Mary and Bob Prevention for hosting this gorgeous gathering of family and friends. I'd also like to thank Joanne and Kevin Smith for the beautiful rehearsal dinner last night. Everything was absolutely delicious. And to both parents, I'd sincerely like to thank you for raising two of the most genuine, intelligent, and all-around fantastic people I've had the pleasure of knowing. So, as already mentioned, as you know, I'm Jeff's best man, Ian, or to those who have known me since high school, Just McCoy. So some of you might know I never really learned how to use my inside voice, and, well, me being described as talkative might be a bit of an understatement. So I'm going to do my best to try and keep this on the shorter side and keep everybody's ears intact. But growing closer and closer to Jeff over the last 5 years, I've gotten to see what an amazingly brilliant, compassionate, loyal, and hardworking person he is. And even if it's only been 5 years, we have had no lack of stories or adventures that have brought us closer and closer, bringing us together where I view him as a brother and somebody I would do absolutely anything for. Well, but getting to know you guys, getting to know this, well, Jeffers Mags power combo began much longer ago. It began back in 5th grade when an unbelievable friendship between Maggie and myself started. And over all those years, becoming close as family, I've seen Mags develop from youth to the beautiful bride you all see before you. From riding ATVs, to grabbing rubies after a lacrosse game, to skiing and snowboarding in Canada and New York. If I've learned anything about her over all of those years, it's that she is a super determined, strong-willed, highly intelligent go-getter who can do anything she puts her mind to. But even with all this focus, she's also the fun-loving, immensely caring human being who anyone would call lucky to be your friend. So, when Maggie told me that she was dating someone, not telling me a name because she knew the curiosity would actually kill me, all I could do was wonder who this impressive guy was. So, of course, I had to go visit them pretty soon. So within half a week, I drove up to Franklin Marshall, and it was then that she finally told me the name. So she told me that it was Jeff, and it was that night that the three musketeers, Maggie, Fletcher, the other co-best man, and myself, all got our fourth absolutely amazing member. Seeing Jeff and Maggie grow over those years in all types of settings, from weekend study sessions, tagging along the Susquehanna, playing with Katie and Tim's little ones, to grabbing drinks in Philly or Baltimore, it's been obvious to anyone who spends any amount of time with them that they're absolutely perfect for one another. These two ex-collegiate athletes, soon to be doctors, are not only driven, but they are compassionate. They're kind, they're thoughtful people who would do absolutely anything for those in their lives and those around them. Yet even with all of these incredible qualities they share, it's not just the similarities, but it's the unique individual characteristics that come together in such a way that perfectly complement one another, bringing out the best in both of them, making them both stronger together. You two are such wonderfully incredible people, both together and individually, and it's with all of these amazing traits that I know you will bring to the relationship that will allow you to overcome any obstacle and meet any goal. It is both of your immense compassion and understanding that you will both grow, learn, love, and be able to face any challenges that life throws your way, finding strength in each other and together. I feel honored to have, been a part of this. Again, like I said, I don't know why they trusted me for this one, but I feel very honored to be a part of this remarkable union between you both. You both deserve the world, and there's not a better match out there. I'm so excited for the two of you and all of the phenomenal things that the future holds. I wish you all the love, joy, and happiness in the world. I love you both so much. And everyone, please join me in lifting up your glasses to celebrate these two, to Maggie and Jeff Smith.
Yeah, let's give a round of applause for Ian and Mary. And last but not least, we've got our maid of honor, Hollis.
Okay, I'll be quick, I promise, because I know we want to eat. I just have a couple things to say because this is my big cousin. So if you guys don't know me, I'm Hollis, and Maggie is my cousin. She's 2 years older than me and the one that I've always looked up to and been closest to. When we were little, I would do anything that she asked me to, and in my eyes, she was and is perfect. I'm sorry. Maggie is smart, kind, hardworking, and thoughtful. I've always been her biggest fan. When we were kids, my cousin Maggie was the start to many of my favorite stories, and I would tell anyone that would listen how cool she was. To me, and as I later realized to everybody, she's flawless. Maggie will go above and beyond to help anyone she knows, which is why being a doctor is only the natural progression for her. She's the hardest working person I know, one who strives for perfection because she wants it, not because she feels it is her duty. So when this perfect cousin of mine told me about her new boyfriend at F&M, I was a little skeptical. Could he really be worthy of my Maggie? But then I met him, this kind, quiet, and unassuming man who treated my flawless, lovely role model of a cousin the way she was meant to be treated. And all of a sudden, there was my new cousin Jeff, a new member of my family because he fit in so seamlessly and because he was the person who deserved Maggie. Last Christmas, as we were getting ready for bed, Maggie said something, and only in Maggie fashion would she apologize for this. "I'm so sorry you have to sleep on the cot." It's like, Maggie, you don't have to apologize for that. But it is because you and I used to share your room when it was Christmas, and you took my place. And I miss our gossiping and talking, but I'm so happy that I got a new cousin out of the switch. Maggie, I'm so happy that you found the person that deserves you and who you deserve. I wish you all the happiness in the world. And with that, one final toast in this toast. So please raise your glasses to the happy doctors. May all your pain be champagne. Cheers.
And a round of applause for Hollis. Folks, at this time, dinner will begin to be served. Please enjoy, and we will see you in a bit.